Okay, I'm gonna come right out and say this, and this is crazy to say. But today, I am really glad that my van is broken down, sitting at my shop, and not drivable. I am glad because I learned a very valuable lesson that's gonna change how I build out that big ambulance that's sitting at my shop. You see, my whole van life, all I've ever known is low roof van life. That's it. So that's the only thing I could ever share with you guys. I've had some friends with high tops, and I'm like, okay, cool, you can stand, that's cool. But I never really understood the mid ground to that. So now that I'm in a vehicle that I can't quite stand up in, sure, it's got more height than my van, but this one taught me a very valuable lesson.
What the heck? All right, let's go. What the heck? Someone seriously using Dawn dish soap to have a shower with? Where does your night, baby? This ambulance does its purpose. Keeps me dry on a night like tonight where it was raining and gross. But I'm not sure about living in an ambulance with the ambulance build in the back. We'll touch on that in a second. Being inside of this big metal hospital, it's not very warm because there's no heater in here, which kind of creates this little damp, little kind of cold prison-like environment. You know what I mean? It's just not. This doesn't feel good in here. I think the ambulance as a platform to build a home in is awesome, but to live in an ambulance itself without doing anything, it's hard on the soul. Let me tell you. Just getting up and looking around is not cheerful. Doesn't bring, maybe I'm spoiled with all the luxuries that I've been living in my broken down van that's at my shop over the years, that I've just gotten used to living in, like a bit of van life luxury. We've got a big beautiful build wrapped around me, and heater to keep us warm, batteries to power everything. And then you come in here and it just looks like a hospital. Come on, look around. I think if you were to just not want to build out an ambulance, that if you just wanted to move into this because it was an easy platform, I will say some very big plus points. This build is quiet, where if you were to put cabinets like this on your own and bolt them in, you're always going to have some movement in the wood comparing to the shell of the ambulance, where this thing is bolted to the ambulance. Like, you could yank on this thing. This is literally a part of the ambulance shell. There is no sound at all back here when you drive. A couple maybe little things that are dangling that I've thrown in here, but she's quiet comparatively to my van. So if you were to move into here, I would suggest to put wood on the roof, wood on the walls, maybe change these cabinets here. So I don't know, put some wood trim on here, something to bring some, it's plastic and metal in here, and it feels dingy. I feel like I'm in a prison. I will say one thing though, it rained pretty hard this morning, and this ambulance is super quiet for the rain. It's probably 3 times louder rain-wise inside of my van. For a minute there, I could hear the rain more on the front window than I could from up above me. So I think there's a pretty good shell that they've built in here when they built the ambulance that, well, The roof on my van is metal. The roof on here is aluminum, so maybe that has a bit of a different sound to it. But it was definitely a little bit quieter, that's for sure. But anyway, guys, we're not going to sit in this ambulance in the rain today. I don't really want to go to my shop, but it's chilly and it's kind of cold in here. And I don't really feel like being curled up in bed all day. We should probably do something productive. So we're probably going to go back to the shop here today and, at least kick on the heaters and stay warm. So really big downside about this thing. On the plus side, if you ever needed to get up in this thing, there's handles everywhere. Like you need to get up out of the bed, it's like, there's a handle there. And when you're over here, you want to get up, you just hold the handles on the roof here, you can get up. So, I guess when you get older, as age kicks in, all these handles in here are super useful. Yeah, anyway. Maybe we should go rip the build out of here and put some wood on the walls. Okay, let's not do that. All right, my friends, let's go. Okay, we need to open up this door. Let's hope there's nobody there. Oh, thank goodness. I ordered a new door latch for this thing. It's not in yet. Hopefully nobody's looking. We gotta break out, so we gotta push this up, reach over. How weird to think that looks from outside. This hand coming out of an ambulance door. Blah! So much warmer in here. Better than being outside all cold in a big old ambo. One thing I will say that the ambulance outside has taught me is that I will 100% be raising the roof on this one. That solidified that. So this one's actually taller. I can stand in here. Up here I can't. But here I can stand kind of. If I go in the back, I can stand up in here no problem. But it's once you put a floor in here and a little bit of a ceiling, I'm gonna be tipped sideways again. So I think I am gonna cut this one right about here, just the center section. So from when you're standing in the kitchen, I just need it popped up right there to probably the same on the other side. So I don't need to go right to the edge. And we don't need to go up very far on here, maybe 3 inches, just to buy up some headroom in here so I can stand straight up. But I will say I am really glad, I'm actually really, really glad that this happened. I know it's crazy to say, but if I didn't get out of this and move into that ambulance outside, I would have finished building this thing without raising that roof that few more inches for that little bit of extra comfort. Because I was thinking, whatever, you just stand with your feet this wide apart, it's okay. But now I realize that I would way prefer a low roof versus a roof that you cannot stand straight up in. So that mid roof, we'll call it. Because if you can't stand straight up, then why stand at all? You might as well be in a low roof and kneel, because at least you can keep your torso straight in here. So in here, look at, I'm straight upright. Nope, my head's in here though, mind you, but I am straight upright. So when I'm in the kitchen doing anything here, my torso is fully straight. So I'm not kind of hunched in the shoulder, I'm not hurting my back, I'm actually straight upright. On my knees, mind you, but this is way better than being in that midsection where you gotta hunch down a little bit. Thank you to my van. See, sometimes you wonder if things in life happen for a reason. Because if I wouldn't have blown the head gasket on here, then I wouldn't be in that other van, and we wouldn't have made this epic upgrade on that thing. So Scott in Calgary, if you're watching and your offer still stands, you feel like hanging out with me for a little bit and taking on a raise the roof on the Ambo project, I'm 100% in. I know when you first kind of mentioned it to me, I was like, yeah, well, I put my foot in my own mouth, because we're definitely chopping that roof up. And to John at J5 Custom Vans, when I first bought this thing, the first thing out of John's mouth was,
You better be chopping up that center section and being able to stand. If you don't, you know, okay, he didn't say it that way. But he was the first one to say, you should chop that roof out in the top so you can at least stand. Trust me, bro. And I'm like, it's okay. You guys were right. I was wrong. Yeah, definitely raising that one up for sure. Now we just added another project to this van. That thing's gonna be so much fun. It's nice and warm in here, isn't it, Cruzy? Hey, super warm. All right, let's go in the freezer. What do we got? Raw dog food. Raw dog food. Raw dog food. Raw dog food. Cruzy, is there anything in here for me? Oh, there's chicken strips. That's me. Costco meatballs. That's me. More dog food. More dog food. Hey-oh. There's some bones for my boy. Oh, I should probably keep an eye. Look at the meat on that one, buddy. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on you eating that one. You wanna try that? Yeah, it's cold, Dad, but I'll take it. I'm feeling off of my game these days. When you don't wake up in a space that feels creative and warm and comfortable, and it just kind of throws you off just a little bit. But I'm the guy that always likes to look at the bright side. Like here, like this project here, like now getting a little bit of a pop, little bit of a higher roof, smoking awesome. So maybe in the next couple of days, or maybe tomorrow, we will clean all of this out, maybe pull the ceiling out of here, and maybe take the bed out of there and throw it into there. Because it's getting cooler at night, at least we can run the heater in the van, which will blow all that air back here, heat the van up nice and warm, so at least when me and Cruzy go to bed, it's warm inside the van. And when it's a chilly morning, I can get up and go start the van and let the van heat up so we can get out of bed in a bit of a warm van until we can get my home squared away. And besides, you know, it might be fun to bring me back to the basics, because this is what I started my van life in. This, bare bones, empty. You could see the walls, you could see the ceiling. I lived in my van for probably 6 months before I even put insulation in it. So maybe this nostalgia will bring me back to where it all began, you know? But I prefer low roof over mid roof all day. So hopefully you guys are learning something about this stuff. You know, like watching me go through all these new things for me, because I've never been in a mid-roof vehicle. I only know what a low roof vehicle is like. And I've been in people's high top vans, and it's great to be able to stand. I just never knew what it was like to just be shy of standing. So please, guys, really think about that when you're buying your vehicle. If you're putting a high top on your vehicle, maybe factor in how tall you are to ensure that those things are tall enough for you to stand completely upright. That's my biggest complaint about that thing out there. The mid-roof one, except for it looks like a prison. And I don't really know if I want to live in a hospital for very much longer. It's a hospital. like when I look at those shots, when I edit, I'm like, are you in a hospital, bro? Are you okay? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one, all right? And maybe we'll be making a home in the shop van. You never know.